executive to make sure that the executive is accountable to the people?
Thank you very much, Abdul Kadir. I just want to say, first of all, you'll sympathize with me because you have asked me to answer a question and to speak about the executive in the presence of my boss.
I have told you in the military, when you want to speak freely, you ask your commander to speak freely. So we'll ask the president to give you permission to speak freely.
Luckily, the 2010 Constitution protects me from any adverse conduct from anyone in the Republic. I just want to say that of the three arms of government, the one that has the awesome responsibility for the security, the protection, and the prosperity of the Republic of Kenya is the executive. This is a job like no other. Now, in constitutional theory, as you know, and political practice, the three arms of government are supposed to be co-equal. But I think it is common knowledge to philosophers and scholars that the executive is the first among equals. And you recall, of course, that democracy itself as a phenomenon for the governance of society is a very difficult practice to execute. It was none other than Winston Churchill, who opined that democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. Meaning that of all the systems of government, democracy is not perfect, but it is better than all the others. But Churchill also said something else. He said that the best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. What I'm trying to say is that the performance of democracy is very difficult. If something goes wrong in the country, citizens will not blame the legislature. They will not blame the judiciary. They will look for the president. The president and the executive have a thankless job. If there's a terror attack, he is blamed. If there's a flood, he is blamed. So I just want to say that for this system of government to work in our constitution, we need to understand that the doctrine of separation of powers and of checks and balances works only when there's comity and there is interdependence among the three arms of government. I like to say that this doctrine is like the function of the knee. The knee has the thigh bone, it has the leg bone, but it has the cartilage. The cartilage is that matter that makes it possible for the knee to function. If you remove the cartilage, you're going to have both bones rubbing against each other. So what I'm trying to say is that the judiciary is the cartilage of a democratic polity. It must do its job in our constitution. The legislature obviously must make laws. The executive must implement those laws. And so what our constitution gives us is a system in which the three arms of government, they are independent, I want to say that, but fundamentally, when they practice governance, they do so in a way that is interdependent. And I think there should be no mistake about the concept of interdependence. That concept does not mean that the judiciary, for example, when it is looking at policy, it is looking at the decisions of the government, of the executive. It does not mean that if it exercises its mind on, for example, the principle of the political doctrine, okay, giving the benefit of the doubt to the executive because of its awesome responsibility. It does not mean that the judiciary is ceding its independence. It means that it's understanding how the system works. The system works in a give and take way, and the system works only when there's comity among the three branches of government. I just want to say also, because of recent conversations that have taken place, that the legislature itself, it represents the people. So, in a sense, the legislature must be almost as clean as Caesar's wife. Okay? And I have seen, and I want to say this in front of everyone here, I have seen a reaction by the legislature when it was called out on the question of corruption. I have to say that their reaction really could have been better. Instead of looking inward, which is what our Constitution demands, they became defensive and looked outward. Yeah? The judiciary, similarly. Obviously, the executive as well. But I think fundamentally, there has to be this working committee between the three arms of government.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A round of applause, please, for a good professor. And I hope the president will not take any